So quantitative analysis, what's the benefit of that? Well, we're able to give management the report in what they want, which is in monetary values, it's in percentages, it's scientific, it's objective. So these are the benefits of a quantitative analysis. What are the disadvantages of this? There's an amazing amount of information or data that you have to gather to properly carry out a quantitative analysis. For example, there are certain tools that are just quantitative, and they'll want you to figure out what is the confidentiality cost for an asset, integrity cost, availability cost. There's all of these things that you have to figure out or collect. It's a lot of information, very detail-oriented. It's hard to carry out manually because there's so much information, because mathematics are involved. That's usually done through tools. It's not very flexible, and there's no real standard of exactly how it should be done. So quantitative, there's good and bad about it, but the main thing you need to know for CISSP is what is it, what are the formulas, and what do those formulas mean. Now qualitative, what's great about that? Well, you're assigning values. You don't have to gather all this information and do all this mathematical work. You're assigning some type of ratings, high, medium, or low. That's a lot easier. It's much more flexible, and you don't have to go through as much work, really. You have to gather the data, but you don't have to go through all the work that you do with quantitative, with all the calculations and such. So what's the disadvantages of qualitative? It's subjective because it's a gut feeling, it's an opinion. You're not using objective metrics. It's hard to map to a security budget. It means if you go to management and you say, well, this is high and this is low and this is medium, how do they know how to come up with a budget based on that? It's much more difficult to do that. You can't do a cost-benefit analysis because you're not collecting any monetary values. You're not doing percentages, so you can't carry out a cost-benefit analysis. So these are some of the disadvantages of qualitative, but this is the most used in the industry.